So I have the sweet potatoes, the Japanese sweet potatoes, and regular potatoes, some organic russet potatoes I got from Trader Joe's. They're all pretty much the same size. So these were like little russet potatoes, so I didn't cut them. But the sweet potatoes in there I did cut so that they can all boil at the same time. And then I'm going to separate them because the boys like regular mashed potatoes. Me and my husband want sweet potato mash. So, but at least they're all cooking on the same pot. And then I have some chicken here. Some chicken thighs and chicken breasts that let me get it, that I sprinkled with this Wild Tree California style garlic pepper blend. So it's a garlic pepper. It's really good. So you could definitely taste the garlic powder and pepper and who knows what else is in it, but it's really good. So I sprinkle that on there, and then I'm gonna sear them in a skillet. And then over here, for my CSA, I cubed up some of the zucchini, yellow squash. Here are some fennel bulbs that I had gotten from a previous CSA that I saved. So I'm going to slice those up and throw them in there. So I guess I'm going to make like a ratatouille. And then some of the little Italian sweet peppers, chop those up. I'm going to get some onions. And then I have some Brussels sprouts that I bought from Sprouts. And I'm going to have them and throw them in there as well. So you'll see how that goes. So that's 3 dishes I'm making at the same time for dinner. Yum, yum, yum. Fall is here. There is the chicken. Searing it, getting it, not yet. Not yet. So getting the chicken brown. The potatoes are still boiling and the vegetables are still in the oven. Just waiting for this to get brown so I can flip it. Okay, now we can flip them. There we go. Nice and brown. Oh, not that one. I think I'll put the heat up a little bit. So there, oh, steam. So there's my potatoes cooked. I'm just going to separate them, regular potatoes. Sorry. Regular potatoes and the sweet potatoes. And then I'm going to mash them. Sweet potatoes, I'm only going to add butter, but the regular potatoes, I'll add a little bit of milk and butter for the kids. That's how they like them. They also like to top them with cheese. So now we're just going to mash the potatoes. At this point, you can freeze them after they cool down with nothing added to them, and always revive them later with the milk and the butter when you want to actually eat the mashed potatoes. So we're going to add butter. Of course, I use Kerrygold from Costco. And mash, mash, mash. You can freeze them at this point too with the butter. But then we're going to add the milk. The milk, you always add when you're going to eat them. So you don't want to add them before you freeze them. But usually people heat up the milk and the butter. I kind of don't. Potato is hot enough. It heats it up itself. But that's all I use, just milk and butter. And, of course, some salt. So now we're going to add the salt. I use my Himalayan pink sea salt. Probably about maybe a teaspoon with the amount of potatoes that's in here. And that's it. That's all I do. Yum, yum. Ooh, bright and steamy. Mashed potatoes. So now we're going to mash up the sweet potatoes. And they are definitely tougher than the regular potatoes. The Japanese sweet potatoes have a thicker consistency to them. They're starchier. Not as smooth as mashing the russets. So, yeah. It smells good. I'm actually going to add a little bit of milk because these sweet potatoes, non-American ones, they are thicker and more starchier than the sweet potatoes we're used to. So I'm adding a little milk to thin it out, and I need 2 hands, so that's what I'm going to do. Oop. Oh, yeah, real thick. And then let me check on my vegetables. Let me get a fork. Check out the turnips. Let's see. Here's one. Okay, they're fork tender. These look like they're ready. Cool. My chicken is all browned. And then I have a nice searing pot. I'm going to crush some garlic in it and then deglaze it with some white wine. Now I'm going to add some cream. This recipe was a Pinterest recipe. Real good. And then I'm going to also add herbs, but I'll do that after I put the chicken back inside. It makes a nice creamy sauce. I actually added the white wine. The original recipe didn't ask for white wine. There we go.
Apples or no?
No. There's something different. Put the chicken back in. So now to add to the sauce, I'm gonna strip some thyme leaves, chop up some parsley and rosemary from my garden, and then you put it on top of the chicken. So here's the, oh, sorry, I have all my utensils in there. Here's the chicken in the sauce. So I have it on lower heat, and it's gonna simmer. And anything that wasn't cooked, which when I cooked it, it did cook throughout, but anything, if you just browned it and it didn't cook throughout, it will cook now in the simmering sauce. Yummy. Okay, there it's simmering. And now I'm going to just sprinkle the herbs on top. Ooh, look at that. Pretty. Yummy, yummy. Rosemary, parsley, and thyme. Fresh from my garden. Oops. Just do that. There. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. And there's dinner tonight. My ratatouille, my chicken with garlic cream sauce and herbs, and mashed sweet potato. Enjoy.